these are the 10 most mid bands ever. They're not awful, they're not great, they're just kind of there. We're starting with the least mid and working our way up to the most mid, if that makes sense to you. I know you guys saw Chester in the thumbnail, if I haven't changed it, but number 10 is Dead by Sunrise. Not Linkin Park. I'm not an insane person, at least not that insane. Dead by Sunrise are the least mid, leaning towards the good side of things. 7 out of their 12 songs are good, but the other 5 are kind of mid songs. While it's a fun project featuring Chester Bennington and Julian K members, among others, this is not a band that I put on very often, but when I do put them on, I enjoy it. There's no greatness, there's no suckiness. It's just good rock and roll. Number 9, we have Fun, period. Well, how do you say it? Fun! This is a pop project that I really wanted to fall in love with. I enjoyed the singles like We Are Young and Carry On, and Some Nights really moved me in a special way. But when I dug deeper into the band's catalog, it was almost entirely built of assistant level shit, and that's a deal breaker for me. The Hives forever, the Hives. Number 8, we got the U2. Rattle and Hum might be the best live album of all time, and Space and Coffee, but it's still a live album. Yuck. So U2 have some great songs, sure. But basically everything I need from U2 is on their collection U2 18 singles. The songs that rise above the gray boredom of an English morning are all on that compilation, and there are few and far between. I'd say U2 have 5 songs that I cannot live without. And the rest of their catalog, I'm just trying to find a decent melody. They're no fools. But this next band, they're not fools either. They've made their money and they've had a good run. But number 7 is Good Charlotte. And Good Charlotte were once upon a time one of my favorite bands of all time at one point in the early 2000s. I'd say 2001. The earliest of the 2000s. Nobody can deny their 4 hit albums from 2001 to 2007. But even when I focus on those first 4 records, there's no Hey Jude on them. And I don't even want to discuss the bad things that Good Charlotte have put out. The bad Charlotte, like greatest remixes and basically everything they've put out from 2008 onward has been, if not terrible, leaning towards the not so good side. They've put out some good songs since then, but the overwhelming majority of their catalog since then has been generally unpleasurable for me. There's a fine line between Good Charlotte and Bad Charlotte. There's some highlights, some songs. Blah! Good Charlotte have some highs, they've got some lows, but they are mostly in the middle and deserving to be on this list for most mid bands. Number 6, what do we got here? On the number 6, we got the Uncle Kracker. And Uncle Kracker is an artist that has haunted my ranking system for years. Why is he so high? Is he giving me... I try not to have guilty pleasures, but Uncle Kracker, that's kind of... that would be my guilty pleasure. Are people going to laugh at me for him being so high in my ranking system? Back in the day, Kid Rock was a respectable celebrity, and his protege, Uncle Kracker, was no laughingstock either. They had credibility. In a lot of ways, Uncle Kracker never lost his like Kid Rock has in modern times. And there are moments of greatness in the Uncle Kracker catalog, to be sure. He's done rap, country, rock, soul, pop, R&B, and combine them into weird and creative combinations, he's got great songs across the spectrum. But a large portion of Uncle Kracker, it's all bordering on greatness. Almost a fantastic bop, almost a song that you couldn't live without. But do you think about these songs when they're not playing? And I don't think I do a lot of the times, even though he's one of my favorite artists. He's got maybe 18 top shelf songs, and then around 55 songs that are completely mid. Not good, not bad. Now it's time for the Dubby Interlude. This is a product that I'm proud to be working with a little bit here on the channel. I'm not a paid sponsor. I'm not being paid by Dubby yet, but they're a pretty good energy product that I think you guys would enjoy. I know that we are, at least by my analytics, it looks like we're all guys in our 30s or so, and we all need an energy boost, and I think Dubby, with my 10% promo code, every song ever, I think that would be perfect for you. It'd be perfect for me. You know, if we can't get our hands on some Green Day coffee, I think Dubby is a great thing to have in place, because coffee is expensive these days, right? And Dubby is not with my promo code. That's all I'm saying about that. Buy it. I did buy it. Oh dear God, the punk rockers are gonna come after me. Maybe they won't. I think they know. I think they're kind of self-aware, and I think this band would be okay with me calling them mid. Number 5 is NoFX, a band that for years and years I did not know how to pronounce. Nofza, Naflsofa, NoFX. How do you say it? NoFX. And listen, I like almost all of NoFX's music, even their depressed, medicated side projects. I like Cokie the Clown stuff. I'll admit it. But they have a mountain of songs that are mediocre punk rock tunes. And I think Fat Mike, he's not really that fat either. He's kind of mid, right? So I think Mid Mike would agree with me on this, that there are highs, there are lows, but it's mostly a never-ending cornfield of decent punk songs. Just across the board, pretty reliable punk band. I know some people hate the newer stuff, but come on. People get real. I feel like everybody in the world hates the newer stuff by everybody. Get over Green Day's Dookie. Listen to Father of All. Listen to the trilogy. I know. Everybody, the Beatles and the Dookie, and just listen to something different. Just change it up. Even Dookie's great. The Beatles are great. Just listen to something different. There's highs, there's lows. In the NoFX cornfields, I really like the bop about Stephen Hawking and Transvestite. Those are some of my favorites. But generally, NoFX are just kind of, they're like, we're getting into the most middest of the mid bands. We're in the, number 5 out of 10. That's mid, right? Mid list. Yeah, that was mid list. Now we're up into the upper echelon of mid. These bands are more mid than mid. If that, just don't worry about it. You know what I mean. We're gradually getting more mid. And at number 4, we got Stone Sour. Now we're into the bands that have very few songs that ever get past good or mediocre. They do have some great songs. There are a few Stone Sour greats. ZZYZX Road is one, but could I live without Stone Sour's music? I think I could. I think I would be fine. I've got this album in between Gwen Stefani and Stone Temple Pilots' Greatest Hits with its nudity. This one I can show you though. This has some really great songs. This is really all I need by Stone Sour. I do like some of their later albums are bordering on greatness, but still suffering in the mid zone. Stone Sour, definitely a mid band. Now we are moving on to the top 3 mid bands of all time, space, and coffee. And I've got a note. I tried to differentiate these in my own mind. Sometimes when you're making a list, you have to do that. Like, oh man, this is hard to compare mid with mid. But number 3 says mostly mid beside it, and they are mostly mid. This is Smith and Myers, the side project of Shinedown. I was about to say some other bands. I don't know. There's so many S bands. Anyway, Smith and Myers. They have one great song called Bad at Love, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. And then a bunch of passable cover tunes. It's in between milk toast and very tasty milk toast. Sometimes I'm in the mood for that. Sometimes I'm in the mood for their covers. But mostly I'd like something a little more kick-ass than what this Shinedown side project is giving me. And did you guys see that Shinedown performed at the Grand Ole Opry? That's very cool. That's very exciting. They did like 3 rock songs, but you could tell they did a new song, which is very good, and then they did 2 songs that could kind of be crossover hits. I was wondering if they were going to do like country Shinedown. They didn't. They just kind of did their pop rock thing, and they did it in a respectable way. You know, the Grand Ole Opry's got a lot of rules, right? Like, I'm sure they didn't do a lot of cussing. I'm sure they didn't do a lot of nudity or sing about, like, you know, things that I can't discuss here on YouTube. I'm sure they sang their songs and showed respect to the what do you call it? The place that you perform, the venue. That you got to show respect to the Grand Ole Opry. Being on that stage is not something you take lightly, even though, you know, we do tours of the stage and then you can walk up there and, you know, whatever. There's a bunch of dead flies in my window. But Smith and Myers, definitely very mid. Very excited to see what they're doing in their next era as a band, though. Shinedown are not mid at all. Kind of like the Chester Bennington Dead, what is it? Sunrise, Sunfall, whatever. So, you know, Chester Bennington in a great band, and then a side project, kind of mid. Am I taking aim at side projects here? You know, with Stone Sour and Smith and Myers and Dead by Sunrise? I don't care. They're mid. Sometimes side projects are better than the main band, like Plus 44. There are other examples, I'm sure, but these ones are mid. Let's see what else we got at the top of our mid, the most middest of them all. And we got, oh yes. Number 2 and 3, they're almost universally mid, with maybe a song or two that border on greatness. Number 2 is the Counting Crows. And Rain King flies close to the sun, as do a few other Counting Crows songs. But they are at that... But Counting Crows are at that very disappointing crossroads of amazing pop rock band and a band that's a little too jammy to be a big, insane rock sensation that I know that they're capable of, right? Like, they could have been the next huge 90s band, but they wanted to be kind of like the Grateful Dead and jam, do these weird, slow acoustic jams that go on for, 8,012 minutes and 2 seconds. They're definitely artistic. They're definitely talented. And most of their music, though, gets them high upon this list of mediocrity or mid. Now we're at the number... What? No, my channel's not mid. I got 1.2 million views, man. I've made like $3,000 on YouTube. Don't worry about how long that took. Yeah, it took like 4 years. Yeah, that's good though. That's good. $3,000 in like 4 years. I'm making bank, man. Making bank. I can afford vinyl records. You know what I'm saying? And bug spray sometimes. Yes. No, I cannot afford therapy. No, I cannot afford that. That's I am not Jeff Bezos. I am bald though. Okay. I got new glasses. I got 2 new pairs of glasses. Both very dorky. All right. The most mid band in the universe, and it is 3 Doors Down. I think Landing in London is maybe my favorite 3 Doors Down song. They did like a version with Bob Seger, I think. And when they were exploding onto rock radio in the early 2000s, and even seeing them live with friends in the 2010s, this is a t-shirt and jeans rock band. They're good enough to go check them out live. They're good enough to go download their MP3s or their albums back in the day. But let's be real. You're not blasting the deep cuts by 3 Doors Down in 2025, are you? It's cool if you are. I hope you are, because I'm a fan of 3 Doors Down. But am I listening to their full catalog and just being blown away by it? No. I've listened to their full catalog to rank them here on the channel, and the entire 72 song run by 3 Doors Down is not bad. And while we're here, God bless Brad Arnold. He's been diagnosed with cancer back in May of 2025, and I hope his treatments go smoothly. And looking at his social media post, it looks like he's doing well, and I hope that he is. I hope that Brad is. I know that he's going to kick its butt. And I'm really appreciative for what 3 Doors Down have done for rock and roll. They definitely have made an impact on the rock and roll world. But like I said, their catalog is 72 rock songs that are all pretty good, but easy to hate on at the same time. And there just really isn't a whole lot to diagnose or discuss about 3 Doors Down music, because it's pretty simple. It's not getting the hateful attention that Nickelback get. It's also not making the huge, massive successes that Nickelback are making. So they're kind of like, they're in that same category as Nickelback, but they're kind of flying under the radar in that pop rock slot, and I don't mind it. I don't understand the hatred for 3 Doors Down, but I'm certainly not seeing anybody that is obsessed with 3 Doors Down. I'm sure there's some fans out there that's their band, that they fell in love with those early songs. I remember 3 Doors Down, If I Could Be Like That. That one really touched me emotionally, even being on like an American Pie soundtrack. Those American Pie movies had great soundtracks, right? But this has been the most mid bands ever, and of course we got some other bullcrap to talk about at the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because on November 13th, a massive video about Green Day will be here on the channel. It's about their most misunderstood album, and that's coming. So go ahead and save that video for later, and also check out those DUBBY energy products that I was pushing with my promo code EverySongEver. That'll give you a 10% off your energy boost, and I think that's something that a guy like you or a girl like you needs. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the videos that are about to pop up on the screen. Oh, and my personal merch here on the channel. If you see something you like, just leave a comment. I will change the price for you. I've seen people looking at my coffee mugs, my t-shirts, my other merch. If you see something on there you like, just leave a comment and say, hey dude, I'd like a better price, and I'll get you the best deal that the store side of things will let me do on that stuff.